welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maria. I'm a bookworm, fangirl, English major girl whose books are her entire life. And one of my main resolutions for 2026 was to fangirl more, to cement myself more in the world that I was reading about, and to just have reading experiences like you did as a kid when books were your entire life. And one of the first steps to doing that was to return back to one of my favorite series that I discovered last year and refused to let myself continue because I'm sadistic apparently, and that is the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon. This was a series I found last year in July, and Emma M. Lyon was a soul character. The world was soul altering. I loved this series so much, but it was an ongoing series and we didn't know when the next book was coming out. That being said, I still don't know when the next book is coming out, but it has been confirmed for this year, so I allowed myself to read the next 2 volumes in this series. Put the cup down. And had the best reading experience, the best time ever. In this video, we form a new reading routine around Emma M. Lyon. We have a special tea that we only drink when we're reading Emma M. Lyon. We don't have a candle, I'm working on that, but I'd love to in the future have scents correlating with my favorite series. I know Hallie Bush from the Common Room does that. She's one of my favorite booktubers. And we go on a lot of walks and listen to playlists and think about Emma M. Lyon characters and cry. And if any of that sounds like a good time to you, I hope you stick around and go on this journey to St. Crispian's with me and hang out with the reprobates and hang out with the members of the alchemy and just have the best time ever. I'm gonna quit rambling and let's get into the video. Dare I say I've never hated a character more than I hate this man right here. The female rage I get when he comes on the page. Insurmountable. Hi. I got home last night and I was totally planning to film an update, and then I had dinner and I was so spent. I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I don't feel like I'm capable of coherent thought right now, and then I will wake up tomorrow and I will film an update. So this is me filming an update. I did finish Emma M. Lyon Volume 4. I don't think I have a good enough grasp on the English language to express to you what this book meant to me. The first half of this book, firstly, infinity stars. The first 50% of this book were giving fun, giggly, corresponding with your bosom friend type deal. I felt so comforted and warm and cemented in these pages. The last 50% were giving devastating, soul-crushing. I couldn't stop myself from bawling my eyes out. The found family is officially cemented in this book, and I think it might be my favorite found family, or
One of my favorite found families, I think it might be like Golden Trio this book. Like, that's how serious I am about the St. Crispian's gang. They're so cool. Beth Brower has said that we're gonna get like 24 books in this series. It's gonna be a long time coming, and we only have about 8 out right now, so it's really hard to say or like to tell where the story is going. That being said, there's kind of like 2 possibilities that people keep like naming for romantic interests for Emma, and Emma is not at the place right now to be dating. It's really hard because love feels so in reach for her, but equally I'm not only like understanding what she's going through, but I feel like I'm going through it myself. Beth Brower's writing is that powerful. There's no part of me that wants to rush her romantic life, because I know that she needs to like cope with certain things first. That being said, when I first started the series, I think I was on one side of the spectrum, and I was like, I literally don't know how she's ever gonna choose. They're both so perfect. And I still agree that they're both so perfect. I don't think I've ever, this isn't a love triangle at all. There's like barely any romance. There's crumbs so far, which is just making me so barrel for it. But they started out on one team, and I think watching her and Pierce build their friendship, and I mean the events of this book, if you've read it, he is Emma goes through a lot in this book, and just seeing how Pierce cares for her during that time and how much he's there for her. I mean, after the events of this book, I truly don't think that there is another option. I'm so ready for this journey. Beth Brower said that there's a journey and she knows where everything's gonna end and lead up, and obviously we're in the early stages, but I love them so much, and yeah, I'm here for all of it. My new favorite hobby is listening to my playlist for MM Lion and crying over MM Lion. Specifically Hoax. Timeless. I always thought of that as a Letters of Enchantment song, and it is, but this book, it's very timeless. If you know, you know. And obviously the alchemy. Now for today's update, I'm about 85 pages into volume 5. This is kind of like the series finale of season 1, according to Beth Brower. She says like the first kind of like season of Emma's life is concluded with the 5th volume, and then 6, 7, and 8 are like season 2. And she says there's gonna be like about 6 books in that kind of sub-series. It really feels like the series finale. Emma is growing up. Obviously, she's my age, and she's dealing with a lot, and we still see like that bubbly personality and her romanticizing her life, but she's dealing with it. But it's just so lovely to see like how her friends support her and embrace her during that time. I just don't want to say too much because I think like the found family is kind of a spoiler if I say anything much, but the found family, oh, it's so good, and they love each other so much. And yeah, there's a little bit of tension between 2 characters, and it is stressing me out, and I'm not okay, but it's fun. I've like developed a new reading routine while reading the series. I like wake up and I make my coffee and I go out onto my balcony and I read and I look at the trees, and I just like talk to Emma because it does feel like I'm talking to Emma. And I was thinking this while I was doing that, and the thought has just not left me. I feel like, you know when Taylor Swift in The Alchemy says, this happens once every few lifetimes? That's how I feel about this series. I just think Beth Brower has created something so unlike anything that's being published right now. There's epistolary novels being put out, there's series being put out, but there is nothing like this. This is the diary of a fictional girl in Victorian England coming of age. The fact that she can make us care about a girl who we don't know and we don't have any attachment to in less than 100 pages in the first volume and get us to read the rest of the series. It's so magical. It's kind of giving how Taylor Swift is such a big part in so many women's lives, and she's written lyrics that just re-alter the way that we look at things. I just feel like Beth Brower is also that kind of writer, in that you'll read something that she writes and it seems so innocuous and just fun, and then it just sticks with you for all time. Beth Brower self-published these books, and I'm so grateful that she did. I keep saying like, thank God for self-publishing, because I cannot imagine a publishing house agreeing to publish this book. Because firstly, a 24 book series, right? Pitching something as that, wild. And then being like, the first book is gonna be 100 pages. I just can't imagine any publisher being like, yeah, we're gonna do that and people are gonna like it. I think they will now because they've seen like such a positive response, but I'm so glad that she took this route, because I think she's done such an incredible job. She's hired the right editors. She had a vision for this book and she crafted it so perfectly. I said this year that I want to fangirl more and I want to like have a soul-altering experience with the book series. That is Emma M. Lyon. I just don't think I'll ever be the same, and I don't want to ever be the same. I recommend this book to my entire family. I recommend it to my friends. I just cannot talk about this enough. If you take one recommendation from this channel, it's just started, but if you take one recommendation, let it be the Emma M. Lyon series. I love it so much. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna go to work now. Oh, also, I thrifted this top forever ago, and at the time I was like, I don't know why there's an E on it, but it's kind of giving varsity and it's just fun and I want to own it. But now I can confidently say the E is for Emma. I'm currently working on the first draft of a dark academia fantasy of sorts. We'll call it Project Library. For now, I love her, and we're in the very early stages, but my friend and I like to get together on our days off and write, so we're gonna go do that today. First, I do want to drop off some books at the Little Free Library, and I also have some like real library books to return, so we're gonna have a couple side quests on our way to our coffee shop writing session. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun today. I'm so excited. I've actually been writing on my own time, so hopefully this session I won't just stare at my computer while she types away and I'll actually get some words on the page. My tentative goal is to get my first draft done by the end of March, because I think life is just gonna really pick up at the end of March. And if you didn't know, I have kind of a semester off. Just the way that my like transfer worked out, I'm in between transfer periods right now, so I'm completed all my classes and I just have a free term, which is honestly really nice because I do feel pretty burnt out after the last semester. I'm just a little emotionally exhausted, even though I do love school. I'm writing a dark academia, right? How can I not? First, we are gonna take Peluchin on a walk. He's very excited. And yeah, let's get on our way. As you just saw, I had a Bridgerton watch party and it was so much fun. It was just a small little gathering with my friend and I. But it was great and I'm loving the season so much. So far, I cannot wait until February 26th when the second part comes out. I kind of hope that they expand on like Benedict's queerness, but like looking back, I can totally understand why like the Bridgerton people wouldn't do that. I'm just glad that we got that representation in any kind of manner, but it was so much fun and I had a great time. Yeah, let me know if you watched it and what your thoughts are.